Hi guys, it's Mila Furman from The Girl and the Kitchen, and today we're making one pan pork tenderloin with vegetables. We're gonna do a beautiful roasted pork tenderloin in a gorgeous honey mustard dressing, aside with some potatoes and green beans. So first things first is we're gonna make the marinade / sauce for our pork. Always use a food processor or a blender or whatever you guys have. Take the shortcut so that it makes cooking a breeze. You don't need to mince your own garlic. This is gonna do all the work for you, okay? So we're gonna put in our rosemary. Again, hold the top and just slide on down. It'll come right off, and whatever doesn't come off, just take it off on your own. The top leaves are super tender, so you can just throw it right in there. Here's a little bit more, so you're gonna take about 2 sprigs of rosemary. Some fresh salt. When you're doing salt, you always want to use a kosher or a sea salt because it's the purest form of salt. You're not going to get that super salty flavor. You're going to get a very natural salt. There's no need to be precise here because, again, we're going to taste everything. Taste as you go, and then you know how your food's supposed to taste. Few grounds of fresh black pepper. Feel free to add in some red pepper flakes if you want a little bit of heat to your food. It's another little substitute that you can do. A little bit of honey. Doesn't matter what kind of honey, as long as it's got a little bit of flavor to it. You don't want those bland teddy bears. Those have no flavor. And then, of course, our beautiful ground mustard. You can substitute any ground mustard. It doesn't have to be this brand. And our freshly peeled garlic. Garlic adds so much flavor to this recipe. Few cloves will do you. I love garlic, so I always garlic it up. If you guys want a little bit less, use a little bit of less. We're gonna do some white wine. Again, get a nice white wine that you're gonna wanna drink, because, you know, that's what you do when you're waiting for it to cook. And then we're gonna use some extra virgin olive oil, whatever kind you like. You can also use any other kind of oil, really. It's just here to kind of give our pork tenderloin a little bit of fat. It doesn't have a lot of fat. It's a super lean meat, which makes it really healthy for you. So we're gonna wanna give it a little bit of fat so it gets some color while it's cooking. And let's give it a whiz. Okay, and now we taste. I'm cooking this for my family, so I use my fingers to taste. Feel free to use a spoon, but I'm just that kind of girl. Tastes great to me. Should be a little bit of sweet, have a little kick from the peppercorns, and you should really get that nice herbal flavor from the rosemary. And next, we're going to cut up our potatoes and get them ready to go. Pull these babies right out of the oven. It's been just about that time. These went for 25 minutes. Again, guys, remember, I'm cooking in a convection oven, which means it cooks about 30% faster and a little bit more even. So a lot of people have that convection cycle on their oven and they never use it. Use it. Don't be afraid. Never use the regular cycle. There's no need for that. Use it. Your food will cook more evenly and about 33% faster, they say. But more importantly, it's a huge time saver. Duh. Like, who's got time to wait that extra like 20 minutes? Not me. So these little guys are actually done. I'm gonna take them to the side. I'm gonna put them on a cutting board, just like that. Look at that gorgeous color. Do you see that? One pan, guys. One pan is all it takes. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take a tent, a foil tent. You take a piece of foil and you literally create this adorable little tent for it. And you don't wanna seal the ends. If you seal the ends, you're gonna trap all that air in it. It's gonna continue cooking. You don't want that. If you guys are a little bit worried about pulling it out on time, just use a food thermometer. I mean, honestly, you guys are 20 bucks on Amazon. You can use a food probe. You stick it in there, you set the alarm for however many degrees. In this case, it would be like 135, 140, depending how much you want your pork cooked. And it's done, and you took all the guesswork out of it. Most important thing though, if you're using a food thermometer, you never pull it out until you're ready to slice. The reason is the same reason why we're resting our meat right now and we're not cutting into it. If we were to cut into our meat right now, you'd have all those gorgeous juices that were pooled in the center, because when the meat gets hot, the juices rush to the center. You'd cut into it, all those juices will come out, and you'd end up with dry, disgusting pork. This goes for any kind of meat. So you want to let it rest, let it chill out, let all those juices run it through the entire pork, and then we're gonna cut into it. So the bigger the meat, the more you're gonna need it to rust. So because we have these tiny little tenderloins that are about a pound, pound and a half each, we're gonna let them rest for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna stick these babies in just to give them a little bit more color. My oven did a really great job of giving them color, so I'm gonna put them in for maybe another 5 more minutes. And while that's happening, we're going to have a glass of wine, because there's really not much more to do. Because look, you guys, you got pork, you got potatoes, you got your veg, you got everything you guys need for a full meal. So just chill, relax, and let this do its work. And when we pull it back out, everything's gonna be ready to go. We're gonna slice into our pork. All right guys, so I just cut into the pork tenderloin, took everything out of the oven. It's beautiful and succulent and tender. And the reason that happens is because A, we used a meat thermometer, so we cooked it to that perfect 130 degrees. That's okay, that's just the dog. And we let it rest under the foil, which is super, super important. A healthy and delicious meal that took us 30 minutes from start to finish. Again, guys, I'm Mila Furman from The Girl in the Kitchen. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys again soon.